let's go to the last picture here. And this is my epic moment, right? So this is here, Mikey Dobbs.
I wish I could zoom in on this.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to zoom in because I'm gonna paint the picture. It doesn't matter, right? Because what you can, so this is an offensive corner kick. So this has been as I alluded to earlier, it's a 2-2 game. We scored, they scored, we scored, they scored, 2-2 game, right? Almada comes up with this moment of sheer brilliance, breaks it at 3-2, right? This is a game that we absolutely have to have, right? I mean, have to have. Toronto's a terrible team. We're at home. If we're going to have any chance of making the playoffs, we have to win this game.
Yeah.
Okay? This is the 88th, 89th minute, right? So we're at the very end of the game, right?
Is it 3-2 at this point?
It's 3-2.
Yeah, okay.
We have an offensive corner kick. And you can't see in this photo because it's too small. But
so what you're saying is they're going to give them a chance to have a breakaway?
So we're showing Purata actually scoring this one, and I'm fine with Purata being forward.
Right.
But we still have one freaking player at center mid.
Wait a second. Is it a Marcetic? Who is it this time?
I think it's Hernandez.
Okay, well,
so
at least we got a defender.
I think Sedek was off the
But
game,
yeah, no real backup plan.
What the? If you're up 3-2 and you're sitting on a lead and you have to win to make the playoffs, you got 5 minutes to see out the game. You got an offensive corner. How many players are you going to send in the box, Mikey Dobbs?
Well, I think I'm going to at least leave 2 or 3 back by the
I was going to say I'd send 3 or 4 into the box, maybe even bring the guy who scored all the goals like Purata up there.
Right.
And then everybody else going to park the bucks. There's no way that I am giving up a counterattack here. No way, no how, not anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, and that's my point. Is more importantly, who are the people back at midfield?
It's ludicrous. I mean, this is ludicrous coaching. If I were Pineda and I were on the sidelines and we're up 3-2 in the 89th minute, I would be
So what you're
you
saying?
can see this in Little League coaching, Mikey.
This is like 28-3 when you pass the ball down to Julio Jones, and all you need to do is not go backwards, but then you go into shotgun. Why would you go into shotgun?
This is even worse than that.
No, it's not worse than that. It's not worse than that, but it's close.
Oh.
Because
that way they gave up the lead. This one they didn't. But God. I mean, could you imagine if we get counterattacked and scored here?
I could imagine that. I was thinking about it during the entire game.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. Like, look, I can understand if this game is 2-2 and you got to get to the playoffs, sure, that we should look like that, right? You got to go for it, give the goal. Sure. Who cares if you give it the counter or whatever?
Not so much.
3-2, you got to be parking the freaking bus. We haven't won in how many games? And we got that going on in the freaking 87th minute?
Oh, but Dave, we've got Air Juan now as a slogan.
Yeah, but... Where's the on fire button?
I know. Too complicated.
Gracious, we need Carmen. I hope she's out there listening somewhere. She's probably pressing the button in her head, right? It is absolutely criminal. I mean, that is a criminal thing. And if I were, if they would give us a press pass or whatever, which they wouldn't do for very long because we would ask them these questions, I would be like, what were we doing here? What?
So, okay.
What would Pineda's possible explanation be for that?
So we go on to win this game. And when was this was the 4th goal that we scored at this point?
Yep. We score on this. He's scoring in the clip. Okay. Got a great picture of Purata.
So by the way, Purata, so I think this is true. So it's the first ever center back that's ever scored a hat trick in MLS.
Yeah.
And I also think it's the first hat trick by 3 headers in the MLS.
Yes.
So a double whammy for Purata.
Yes. Great. I mean, brilliant, right?
Yeah. Except he did have 2 goals that you could say he needed to at least make up for.
Yep.
Weren't a good look early. When he did that slide and didn't get it done, and then there was something else that was even worse. But I'm trying to put it out of my head now. So, Dave, then we have...
I could spend like 40 minutes talking about this picture. It makes me so mad,
Yeah.
right? Because it's just absolutely criminal. I mean, it's totally unprofessional at any level of any kind of thing ever. It's just horrific.
Where is the ATL on fire button? We need it. I can see it. This isn't even on fire. You were like pissed.
Oh my God. I'm like, there's steam coming out of my ears, dear podcast listeners, because this is idiotic. I mean, it is idiotic. Of course it works. So, whatever. Yeah. But I mean, come on.
All right. So now we leave this game feeling good, 4-2. But yeah, I knew you and I, the whole game, like we're just kind of looking at each other like, man, there's some stuff that's just not.
Well, I think we showed you in a bunch of these pictures how, tactically, I mean, we'll see whether you guys should send us dear podcast listeners, you should send us the feedback because, maybe if you can or cannot see these pictures real well, but we're trying to do it is give you a picture of where we are on the field at moments, right? And give you a sense of what we're looking like tactically. And it's not good.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, you can just tell the way that the game is flowing. A lot of things are off with this team all season.
Yeah, and you score 4 goals, but how many times do you get 3 headed goals from your center back in the game, right? Oh, yeah, that's right. You pointed out it's never happened before. So never. So if you're counting on that to win games, you're going to win once in the history of MLS.